London, September 1752. The streets of London were restless. The air, thick with smoke and damp stone, vibrated with the energy of a crowd swelling outside the King's Arms Tavern. William Harper, a stout cobbler with rough hands, slammed his empty tankard onto the wooden table. "They've stolen them! 11 days! Just gone!" he bellowed, his face flushed with ale and fury. Across the table, his friend Thomas Briggs, a weaver, nodded solemnly. "Aye, yesterday was the 2nd of September and now it's the 14th. We went to sleep and when we woke, it was as if the days had never been. This be witchcraft, I tell ye." The tavern erupted in agreement. Voices clashed, fists pounded tables, and soon a chant began to fill the air. "Give us our 11 days! Give us our 11 days!" So what had stirred this riotous fervour? The Calendar Act of 1750. Britain and her American colonies were transitioning from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar, aligning with the rest of Europe. This meant skipping 11 days. September 3rd to September 13th no longer existed. But to the common folk, the reasoning didn't matter. To a landlord, it meant collecting a full month's rent despite nearly 2 weeks being erased. To the poor man working by the day, it meant 11 days of lost wages. To the superstitious, it was something even worse. Theft of life itself. "They've stolen time from us!" An elderly woman shrieked outside, clutching a rosary. "We are 11 days closer to death than we should be. What if I was to die next week? I should have had more time." The anger spread like wildfire through the streets. The mob moved towards Parliament Square, a wild river of voices and torches. A young apprentice, barely more than a boy, climbed onto a barrel and waved his arms. "Do we let them do this to us?" he cried. "No!" the crowd roared back. "Then let them hear us! Give us our 11 days!" The bells of St. Paul's rang through the misty evening as the people surged forward, their voices echoing through the narrow alleys of the city. The guards near Westminster Palace exchanged uneasy glances. They had heard rumours of unrest, but they had never thought men would riot over something as strange as missing days. Eventually, the authorities managed to disperse the crowd. No great battle was fought, no true revolution began, but the legend remained. Years later, even those who had not been there told the story as if they had. Some swore they had seen the riots firsthand. Others whispered that King George himself had been frightened by the people's anger. And though history would dismiss the events as exaggeration, the myth lived on. To this day, when the story is told in dim-lit taverns or whispered in history books, the chant still lingers. "Give us our 11 days.